Hey everyone, welcome to CresTV, your regular roundup of all things. Well, I normally say AV and UC, but this one's a treat. Okay, now for those who know me, you know that I kind of got a little bit of passion for boats and marine, and Crestron obviously has our marine portfolio, and we have a whole marine division. So it's a pleasure for me to bring out our guest today, Kevin van den Brink from Waveformation. Kevin, we're talking boats today. This is going to be awesome.
Yes, for sure. It's a very interesting market.
So, for those who don't know you, and again, lots of viewers of Crest TV obviously may not know about Crestron's marine industry and marine division. Tell us a little bit about wave formation and exactly what you do, and obviously why we've got you on today to talk about marine.
Well, basically, I'm the owner of Waveformation, a small boutique dedicated company for the marine market. Me as an owner dedicated 75% of my life exploring the audio world. I started as an audiovisual engineer in 2006 and worked my way to be a work planner. Eventually, in 2008, I started my first own company, an audio production company, and where I did the mastering for many record labels.
Oh wow!
And eventually, in 2013, I wanted to learn more about audio, and then I started to learn some electronics with it.
All right,
So
okay.
audio electronics, which led me to the acoustical world in 2015 when calibrating boardrooms and commissioning these systems in the larger hotels. And eventually in 2018, I joined the marine world.
I was going to say, how do you go from
And
boardroom to boats? I mean, that's
well, it's just like yeah. I To be honest, I really didn't know what to expect from the marine world, and eventually I really liked the world because it's when commissioning a boardroom or calibrating a boardroom, the audio especially, it's like it's a general thing that you do, and in the marine world, I learned that it's very personal, and that personal touch is what I really like of working in the in the marine world. And
Mm,
eventually in 2022, I opened my company called Waveformation, and
awesome.
integrators can hire me as an audiovisual specialist. And yeah, that's a little bit of
Very cool.
my life
I love it. Now,
story.
just for context, yeah, we're talking about marine and boats. Now, again,
Yeah.
can we just we were talking before I press record, there's boats, and then there's yachts, and then there's super yachts. Now, you give a new one on me earlier, you said mega yachts.
Mega yachts.
Tell us,
Yeah.
give us some context, give us some, what are we talking about when you say I'm putting an audio system on a boat? What are we talking about? Is this like a Dutch, you're in Holland, obviously. Is this some like Dutch barge on the beautiful canals in Holland, or what are we talking about here?
Well, they probably don't fit in these canals in Amsterdam. Probably. Well, probably. I know that for sure. They cannot reach it at all. No. The bigger yachts that I work on. So it's more like for the past few projects, it was 70 meters plus.
Oh,
Uh, so
wow.
yeah, but eventually, yes, every yacht that I cannot afford is a mega yacht in my world. So
You and me both. Okay. And I
yeah.
mean, again, it's a different world to the boardrooms that again you were talking about that you and I both used to work in. But obviously, there's going to be huge kind of considerations that are different. When you're talking about yachts, I mean, clearly there's like water is the first thing that comes to my mind. But what are the key things to consider when you're designing an audio solution for one of these things? And again, how does Crestron play into this? Because again, a lot of people maybe watching this will kind of think, oh, Crestron, Teams room systems, AV, over IP solutions. What's the context of Crestron, and again, the considerations for putting these into these kind of yachts?
Well, I think the scalability of the AV over IP system, which is very very good for the marine market. It's scalable, it's flexible, and it's also future proof, because personally I think this is the way to go right now in 2022. Yeah, and that's basically what Crestron is providing for these for the marine industry.
And I'm guessing, a lot of these customers, again, when we think super yacht, when we think mega yacht, these are quite unique. I've seen some really bizarre and crazy ideas of stuff on yachts. Again, what are the kind of things that the customers are asking for? Clearly, there's going to be some real personalizations and some interesting stuff that they're asking you to deliver around this.
Yeah, of course. Well, the main thing is, Neil, it's basically that they want a headache-free system,
Right.
which is easy to maintain. And of course, there are some wild suggestions.
I'm sure you've
And
had some weird and wonderful requests, I'm sure.
yeah. In the past, I've seen a few, but eventually, what comes to the core of the question is, hey, I want a system that always works. I want a system that is easy to maintain for my ETO on board, and eventually,
sorry, ETO. What do you mean by ETO? Sorry, that's a new one on me.
it's the electrical technical officer on,
Okay.
on board
Okay.
of a yacht. So he's basically
He's the
in
DJ.
charge of.
He's the DJ on the boat.
Ooh, well, no, he's the one who's letting the DJ play without a headache. So
Okay.
that's basically the guy who's maintaining it, and of course setting stuff up and fault finding stuff in the system, and try to maintain the AV system. So and of course there are plenty of requests, yeah, which unfortunately I cannot mention due to NDA.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
that's also
Yeah, okay.
one of the
Someone wants it in pink, someone wants it in green,
uh,
and then they want it to do this, and it to play some crazy tunes and stuff like that. So
exactly. So that's basically the the thing that's happening. So, but yeah, how is Crestron working along that? It's because the flexibility and scalability. And so if they want something new or something different, or they during the build they find something that needs to get in with the AV over IP, like NVXS, you can easily add sources to the system without even being in trouble with cables, for instance. And of course, your network should be there, and should be good, because that's the start of the AV over IP, I think.
yeah,
So
I'm guessing obviously one of the key things around this is around the quality and the resilience of the solution. If you've got a mega yacht that's sailing around the world, it's not going to be easy to get to and fix, and again, hence why you've got this ETO, I guess, on board. But it's got to be reliable, it's got to be robust, and they've got to be able to make sure it's available to work all the time when they're sailing across the Caribbean or across the Mediterranean or wherever else they're sailing, I guess. Not down the canals in Amsterdam.
yes, for sure. No. You cannot find them. Well, sometimes they are traveling along the central station of Amsterdam, which is almost near the North Sea. So
Yeah. I've seen
uh,
it. Yeah.
yeah, it shows a really nice picture, to be honest. So
Okay.
like in this very rough neighborhood.
This
Well,
big yacht
now
going by.
it's a big yacht going by. Yeah.
But as I say, that's I guess the key thing is reliance and reliability that customers
Yeah.
need that when they're out there. And again, it's not like you can send someone to an office and fix a camera in a boardroom. This boat is floating around somewhere in the world's oceans, and it's got to work.
And it exactly, and it's a quite rough terrain for equipment. So when designing a system, I always take in account, like, I don't want that many movable or mechanical parts within gear or equipment. So for instance, like fans or hard disk drives, the old school hard disk drives, it's okay and it will work, but I always question myself, like, hey, how long does it take to get corrupt data, for instance? So that kind of stuff, and especially in video processors. So I really like the solid state design, and always looking for that as well.
Nice. And I'm guessing, again, on a boat, you've got other systems that you need to integrate into. There's going to be like navigational systems. There's going to be a whole bunch of other stuff running around that network as well. Again, any challenges and considerations around that when you're designing these projects?
Well, as long as it has a video output, we can integrate it. And as long for audio, as long it has or a digital output or an analog output, we can integrate it. And that's basically the consideration. So we got quite some requests to have some sort of navigation feed on the AV over IP network, and we easily implement it as like a broadcast stream, well, multicast stream, of course, but as a multicast stream, so that like that every cabin can watch where they're going and see how the boat or how the yacht is laying, and also some CCTV streams. Same case.
Yeah, you can watch the view from the bow, watch the view from the bridge, watch the view from
exactly. Exactly. So you only need a CCTV client, and you can bring it to the AV over IP network, and yeah, there you go.
Nice.
And it's easy to scale. So this is one of the.
That's the interesting point, because again, on my boat, I have one set of speakers and one sound system, and everybody listens to the one thing. But again, we're not talking about these small. There's going to be different zones, and I'm guessing again that's Crestron enables that zone, so that you've got all these different suites and rooms and places, and they're all going to be listening to different stuff and all watching different stuff, and the ability to have that zoned off and unique streams of both audio and video going to these separate rooms is going to be a real key differentiator.
Yes, for sure, and that's basically what it is all about. When you are having like 7 or 8 or maybe 12 guest cabins, if it's possible. Yeah, they all will have their own personal entertainment system, and having a good core to provide that. Yeah, that's where it's all about. It's like having a living room or a very good bedroom on a super yacht. So
fantastic. I'm fascinated about this. To say, maybe I should come over and we should check one of these out. You can take me on a tour of one of these. I'd love to see more of it as a bit of a marine fan. Kevin, thank you ever so much for joining us today on CresTV. Where can people find out? Again, I'm sure there's going to be lots of people in the marine space watching this. If you are watching this in the marine space, do go to crestron.com, where we have a whole marine division on the website. But Kevin, where can they hook up with you? Because clearly you're going to be the first port of call to go and help them spec out and build the solution.
Since I'm a boutique company, very small, and you can only find me at this moment on LinkedIn. Okay. So you see my name, you can search for it. You Fantastic. See a very nice guy sitting in front of the studio desk. That's me.
That's you.
And yeah, that's me. And you can contact me via that page.
Fantastic. Is there a website as well or not? Is a website?
No
website.
No website
wow.
Yet.
He's like the A-team. He's like, if you've got a problem and if no one else can solve it, and you can find him on LinkedIn, Kevin van den Brink on LinkedIn, Waveformation. Go and find him, hook him up. It's a fascinating subject. Love the marine piece. I think there's a spoiler alert. We're going to get you back and we're going to do a second episode to update on this. So very, very cool. But Kevin, thank you ever so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Very cool.
And see you later.
And thank you all for joining us here on CresTV. The Crestron Marine Industry division is fascinating. Again, people know Crestron for maybe our residential, maybe you know us for our enterprise meeting room and AV over IP solutions, but Crestron has this whole marine division passionate about AV in marine and amazing solutions, highly reliable, highly resilient, and great partners like Kevin at Waveformation. Go and hook them up. Go and find out more about what we do in that marine space. Thank you for watching, tuning in. Ring the bell. Tell your friends. CresTV is the place to be. Join us every Thursday. We do this. We'd love to have you with us, and we'll see you on the next one.